and horsepower.
I'm Dylan Hughes, Formula Drift Pro driver, and today we're going to talk about Royal Purple HPS and what actually goes into it. There's a lot of talk about additives, and Royal Purple has its proprietary Centerlick technology. It is fortified with a high level of zinc phosphorus anti-wear additive for exceptional protection against heat and wear. Its high film strength improves sealing between the piston ring and cylinder wall for maximum horsepower and torque. Royal Purple HPS, race car technology for the street.
The Falcon Azenis RT660 is the enthusiast choice for ultra-high performance. Engineered for predictable handling and stability, the RT660 provides maximum traction both on and off the track. Your competitive edge has arrived with the Falcon Azenis RT660.
Link ECU produces standalone engine management technology with a range of products that allow you to unleash the power of your engine. Acting as your car's brain, Link ECUs control electronic fuel injection and ignition. A magnitude of sensor inputs and outputs ensure your engine exceeds your expectations. Built-in safety features guarantee engine protection, and data logs keep you informed on its performance. Smoke your tires, not your engine, with a world-leading Link ECU.
Well, hello, Drift fans, and welcome to beautiful Garden State, New Jersey. Some drivers love it, some drivers absolutely despise it. You're going to see carnage, you're going to see mayhem, but you're also going to see some dynamic and awesome driving. Marco just nicking that course marker. Jeff Jones swinging for the fences. I'm on a new level. There, riding the line is, woo! Oh, Jackson, look at this!
There are really no weak battles anymore, even in the top 32.
Welcome to E-Town, everybody, either here in the building or around the world. We are live from the one, the only Old Bridge Township Raceway Park in Englishtown, New Jersey. This is the AutoZone Gauntlet presented by Type S. Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift. You'll see as the sun sets, the lights come on, both on the track with our Type S lights, actually lighting up those outside zones. And we are back here for round 3 for the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We saw qualifying for Pro Spec earlier, the Link Engine Management. Pro Spec, there's Joshua Love just hanging out with his team. I see Chelsea giving that resting face. How we doing, Chelsea? Got some pizza yet or what? We got Vaughn getting Jr. the RTR camp cheering them on. We have fans from all across the globe tuning in, watching to find out who will be our #1 qualifier. And eventually, tomorrow night, we'll find out who the winner is of round 2 of the Link Engine Management Pro Spec Championship. And of course, the round 3 Pro Formula Drift Champion. I'm Jared Deanna. Joining me once again, Ryan Sage. Ryan, super pumped to be here. This is an amazing event. I'm excited because this is the first ever purpose-built Drift Coliseum in North America, aka E-Town.
Yeah, it has been multi-years in the making.
Yeah.
When we first started talking about this with the owners of this facility. And many years ago, this was one of the biggest drag racing circuits in the country. And now it's a purpose-built drift course specifically for events like ours. And that is an amazing thing. That is kind of a paradigm shift in motorsports. We've been able to see some of the Pro Spec guys and what they're capable of doing on this course. And now we are moving into the Pro Series, which has been unbelievable this year. Two events already in the books, a really tight championship chase, guys that have really stepped up and elevated their game, brand new set of qualifying instructions for these drivers and criteria. And you can see right there just how close it is. Vaughn Gittin Jr., the champion coming into this year, trying to repeat once again. And then, of course, we saw Chelsea DeNovo go 1-1 in Orlando, and Odie Bakshi's getting that win at the beginning of the year. So we've got a lot of drifting left in front of us.
Including today.
And tomorrow. But with the remainder of the season in front of us laid out now, you're seeing just how much there actually is left to go until we crown a 21 champion. But it has been just amazing to come out this year from the beginning as COVID has kind of relinquished a little bit of its control, and to see all the fans come out here, have a good time, enjoy drifting, and really kind of get back to some semblance of normality.
Yeah, rip the masks off. Let's go ahead. Let's get the tire debris. Let's get it all up in our grill, because we are excited to see you and everybody in the rest of the half of your face. And I make a prediction. This might just be one of the most jam-packed venues and events that we're going to see this year. But we saw that schedule there, a brand new track for us, Pennsylvania. But take a look at this track, the figure 8. The 8 is the number, because here in qualifying we have the less than great 8. In Pro Spec we saw the less than great 7, but we saw that our number 1 qualifier will have a bye. We have 31 drivers make their way into it. And taking a look at this, I believe we have all the drivers on this drivers list, including that of Ryan Littoral. I know we couldn't see him at our other round of competition, but let's take a look at our Torque Drift track preview. If you haven't seen Torque Drift yet, please make a way for Dylan Hughes' Royal Purple BMW E46. This is Chelsea DeNovo. This little digital version here. Ryan, walk us through the track.
Yeah, you get to see an example of how this track lays out digitally, and it pretty much mirrors the actual course as close as you could possibly imagine. This long sweeping left-hand turn, which serves as an outside zone, you get to see that the one and only inside clip is an area where there's probably going to be a lot of interaction between drivers. I expect that this course will be very similar to Wall in the sense that we see very, very close tandem and drivers that are really pushing the limits.
Yep, so Torque Drift, if you haven't downloaded it yet, out now on Torque Drift, a free-to-play drift game available now on mobile and PC. So go ahead and pick that up, Torque Drift. So we saw the digital version there, and also I believe we're going to be seeing a track preview courtesy of one of the drifting veterans, a day oneer, OG, the original Gucci, who's been competing since 2004. Here we are in our 18th season of the Formula Drift Championship. So let's go on board with the Toyota GR Racing Supra of Ken Gucci.
All right, what's up guys? This is Ken Gucci. This is a track walkthrough for Formula Drift Round 3, the Gauntlet. This is a front straightaway looking towards Outer Zone 1. I'm going to initiate by the first cone, ride the outside line for Outer Zone 1, transition, pointing straight towards Outer Zone 2. Fill the entire zone right here. This is a long zone, and I'm going to look for the inside clipping point. That's the inside clipping point right there. Transition one last time, shooting towards outside Zone 3. Ride the wall right here, and crossing over the finish line.
So there we are, Kenshiro Gucci giving us a shotgun ride there on this very dynamic track. It's going to be technical, and today it's all about one car at a time, right? So here's our previous champions over the last few years, 17 to be exact. I mean, Reese, Sam Hibbonette, Tanner Faust. They've since left Formula Drift competition, but you can see some familiar names, including that, most recently, Vaughn Gittin Jr. grabbing the championship with those doubleheader weekends, and that's all about attrition. I think that's what this track is going to be about as well. Attrition, technical, tight, but again, James Dean, notably, I know he's going to be watching. I was DMing with him earlier today, but Chris Forsberg, James Dean, you're only 3-time Formula Drift champions.
Yeah, and of course for Chris and Vaughn and Ryan Turk, this track definitely has a lot of historical significance for them. This is where most of those guys kind of started their drifting career. We have a lot of really cool historical archival footage we'll share with you guys throughout the weekend, including a really cool thing that happened yesterday with the owner of the track and Vaughn Gittin Jr. and Ryan Turk, something special that he found that was about to be thrown away. So a lot of great memories here, a lot of great history, and now for the first time we're going to be able to drift on this purpose-built course for another historical moment, and that just seems like that happens a lot now in this sport that's been growing so fast. So thank you to the fans for coming out and kicking it with us here on qualifying day. We go reverse order of last year, so it's going to be the #1 guy up in the series right now. Odie Bakshi says he will take his first qualifying run.
So again, when we come back, we will be seeing qualifying. So let's take a short break. When we come back, we'll see Odie Bakshi on the start line, ready to qualify.
This is your year, 2003. You made the first event, and you made July, so you made like the third one. We ran one Wednesday night a month. you drove up from Maryland, and you drove how many hours from New Hampshire? 5 hours from New Hampshire. And when I saw these cars, I could not believe my eyes. First of all, they should have been long gone anyway. And you guys didn't run junior dragsters, so it's just an insane thing.
So you randomly found this on the ground?
I found a whole box fell of tech cards, and there's 2 years of, and I have both your years in there, by the way. 2 years, 03 and 04 were in that box. And if Wagner hadn't had me moving somebody else's 240 that got sold next to that dumpster, I would have never been there when it all fell off the back. So you were filling it, and right on the ground.
Oh, universe.
And so,
wow, crazy.
Yeah, you guys, 20 years later, look where you are, right? You've made wonderful lives for yourselves. You've definitely started here. You've been fans here. I've never heard you guys say a negative thing. It's always been positive, and I'm so happy that you're back. And it's just crazy that this was there. I've been holding this since last year's canceled event. You're going to get it last year, and I was like, it's the best secret I've ever kept in my
How much
life.
horsepower did you have back then, Turk?
Maybe 140.
Oh, you didn't even mention it. Mine's written on there.
Is it?
Flexing 220, son.
That's why.
And I got to think that everybody here probably started the same way. So thank you all for being here. Good luck.
What a great piece of history, you know, that Mike Knapp kept for those guys and found it randomly. But here they are, like you said, just the progression of their driving, their vehicles, and now here we are at this purpose-built venue that is this Drifting Coliseum at E-Town. So really exciting stuff, and again, just adding to the whole drifting DNA that is Formula Drift. So we're going to be kicking things off here in just a moment. So again, taking a look at this track, here it is. You can talk about the 3 outer zones. When you go ahead and initiate, you go into that first outer zone, kind of hit it and quit it, stay in there. When you go to the second one, no, you got to stay in it to win it, right? So, I mean, that is long. You can see it denoted by those Type S lights. And then you get your first inner clip when you transition and transfer. I'm honestly thinking that the Widowmaker is going to be that outside zone 3, Ryan. I mean, you really go into it, might make a small little correction, but that could throw you off, and then you're going to understeer and go into that wall. We saw it claim just a few vehicles earlier, but it gets precarious right there in outer zone 3.
And here's the important part, how the judges are breaking down their scoring. We see the different sectors that the judges have laid out, and it will break down exactly what points are available to drivers. You can see right there, 5 sectors marked by different colors. Sector 1, very important for both line and angle, 10 points available there. So we saw some scores that got knocked off quite a bit just because outside zone 1 and sector 1 were not done properly. 5 points each for the remainder of the sectors in both line and angle. And of course, Jared, we've got 40 points for style. So that makes up 100 points. That's what the drivers are going for here this afternoon into the evening. And this will determine tomorrow's head-to-head bracket. Of course, the qualifying goals: run the designated line, run maximum angle while maintaining momentum, initiate with a big rate to angle. We'll be talking about that a lot. And of course, the fast and smooth transitions are always preferred.
And this is basically with our new knockout qualifying format, as you said, Ryan, just it could be one and done in a good way. You just have to do one run if you're in that top, because right now, like I said, I believe we have 33 drivers, so we would take theoretically the bottom 8 or 9 as Matt Sopa blowing kisses to everybody out here. Thanks, Matt, as our official starter. And again, we will take those bottom drivers, the bottom 8. And the not-so-great 8, as I see Jeremy Bay and Mara, 1945 Speed and Custom in the building. How are we doing, Jay Bay and Mara? As we are getting prepped for our qualifying. Easy, it's a family show. Put that belly away. Oh, man. Fans coming out here, and this is how it's going to start. Like you said, Ryan, we start at the top and work our way down. Odie Bakshi's leading the pack. Matt Field, his frenemy, sitting in second. And Chelsea Denova and Justin Pollock. Oh, look at that. We got 3 Mustangs, 3, 4, 5. Let's take a look back at Orlando. It was sweaty, and we had a great time out there in Orlando, Ryan. Let's take a look back and reflect at Orlando Speed World. Here we go. Wonkin Jr. initiates. High on the bank, a little shimmy there for Wonkin Jr. Whoa, massive angle there. Look at that. Vaughn throws some more at it. Oh! And Forster goes ablaze. Wow. We've seen that multiple times from Chris Forsberg. What happened there? Comes down to that transition. He is they go. Make some noise for Von Gittin Jr. and Chris Forsberg. RTR. It's an all RTR battle for Von Gittin Jr. Chelsea Nova, Ford Performance. Dropping in, coming in hot, throwing sparks. Oh, Chelsea comes in. Comes out swinging. Woo! Doctor, are you kidding me? Look at this! To the moon. Boom goes the bumpers. Denofa in the chase position. Oh, look at this. This is what we're talking about. So Odie, good angle, but now talking about itchy. Oh, wow, look at that. Odie Bakshis hanging out there for quite a bit. And there goes Denofa going in, sweeping the leg. And there goes Denofa, gets to the side of Odie Bakshis and brings it home, a little rubbing on the door. Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer, Osbo. Justin Pollock got second overall, one season in the championship. Wow, look at the smoke kicking off that front right. Smoke is coming from all over this vehicle as, holy cow, you cannot see half of that vehicle. What is happening is, I think the engine is going. What is going on? You can't see anything. The BC Racing Denim Tire, Ford Performance Mustang RTR, running around, he sent it into the big bang. Sparks go flying, and look at Chelsea Denofa. Jumps to the side of Frederick Osbo. Right there, Sparks once again jumps up to the side, massive angle from Chelsea Denofa in the chase position. Hunting him down, the Norwegian Hammer gets sweated by Denofa. Shots fired on the door. Some exciting runs there. I mean, just taking a look back at Orlando, does anything stand out to you in your mind? I mean, just the dominance of Chelsea. He seemed to have, I always talk about the X factor. He had it in Orlando.
He was like in 60% of the top moments there. But, you know, qualifying is necessary, but gosh, do I really want to get back to doing that.
Right.
That was such an amazing event, and Denofa certainly looked like the driver to beat that weekend. Just had that little extra level in his chase game that made the difference. And for those of you that didn't watch, it was unbelievably crazy across the board until the last battle of the evening. And especially, you know, for those of you who know what happened with Justin Pollock, that just kind of added another element to it.
Oh, gosh.
But we saw incredible chase runs from Chelsea Denofa and from Odie Bakshis, and we've seen Odie start out the season strong once again. I think the question is, can he continue that momentum as we get into the middle part of the season and then finish strong? We will find out, but this is a brand new course for a lot of drivers. There's not a lot of data here, and we're about to kick things off here with Odie Bakshis to see how he can do in his first qualifying run.
And Odie said I remember talking to him, he says, I traditionally do well at new tracks. You know, some people just can't adapt, you know, going to a new track. The only cool thing I think here is that, you know, Orlando, big track, you know, Atlanta, large, you know, height difference, right? So undulations and elevations, right? When we go to Orlando, Odyssey bank, you know, Long Beach flat. This is all flat, so there's no bank. So it's pretty much how are you going to set it up? How is your car going to manage? You know, Orlando, we even have a jump, and that thing's huge. Here, it's flat. It's absolutely ideal. So it's how somebody's going to manage their speed and then also getting really technical, especially towards the end, which is pretty interesting too. You know, talking about St. Louis, you go fast into it, and then you kind of get on your brakes hard. You got that hairpin. Here, really swoopy, tight, technical. It's going to get interesting.
Speed management, braking, smoking out your competitor, all things that I think are going to play a role in tomorrow's top 32 competition. But we've got to get through this exercise here today to find out what that order is going to be. We have seen some strange occurrences where top drivers have not been able to make their first run, and they get relegated to, you know, what you've kind of designated the
less than grade 8.
The less than grade 8. But it's still really important where you end up in positions, right? And sometimes it's the luck of the draw. Sometimes drivers have that strategic ability to kind of figure out where they need to be. But let's kick things off with Odie Bakshis.
Odie Bakshis into that first outer zone, gets all of it in there. That Falcon tire dipping all the way into it. Now into that second long outer zone. Gets absolutely rock solid into the second outside zone. 180 degrees around that turn, past the first and only inside clip, and look at that. I mean, this is exactly how you want to start qualifying. And again, it bears repeating. We used to go from the bottom to the top, and now we start at the top and work our way down. I think that was a great way to start qualifying for our Pro Championship.
Well, as we talked about, Nick Novak setting the standard in the Pro Spec Series. Now Odi Bakchis in the Pro Series does the same thing. Coming into outside zone 2, mid to deep line in outside zone number 2, sweeping back around. You can see he gets right there at the right angle, entering, putting that back bumper right up against that dirt section there, but staying deep into that zone, very tight on the inside clip. And once again, you see it from this angle, just how close he was. Managing that speed, keeping big angle in the vehicle, just almost getting out to that outside wall and then finishing up strong. So we know that this run will dictate the standard for the remainder of the drivers. And let's see what our current points leader can do with the judges here in run number 1.
Yeah, that Falcon Tires fuel suspension, Sylvia was right on the line. I mean, just really well done. Really, really well done. I see you got your phones out there. As be sure to hashtag FDNJ at Formula D. So the judges analyzing. You got to think about line, angle, style. Line and angle, you get 30 points, and 40 for the style category. Our 3 judges: Chris Yule, he is our line judge; Brian Eggert, angle judge; and Ryan Montagne, our style judge. The judge has spoken. How are we going to kick things off? And a 93 right out of the gate, a 93 from Odi Bakchis. So 2 points left on the table for style, line 26. So 4 points available there. That's Chris Yule. And then angle, just 1 point off from being perfect. So a 93 for Odi Bakchis. That is quite a way to start qualifying. So more teal and blue for your diet as Matt Field, the frenemy, in his Falcon Tires. He's coming out in that Corvette. Matt Field, the beast from the bed, dials it in on that first outside zone. Has to get him in as the second outside zone. You can see him get deep, comes off a little bit, but it's just, that's a hard act to follow. We saw, you know, a near perfect run there, a 93 from Odi. Oh, snappy. Talk about rate to angle, but that might have hurt him a little bit. I want to get a different perspective on that. You saw him really snap into that last and final outer zone. Let's take a look at it, Ryan.
Well, very high risk quotient here by Matt Field. You can big angle right there, just rubs the back bumper, gets into that zone deep with huge angle here, makes a little bit of an adjustment, and you can see he's on that middle section of the outside zone, comes off a little bit early. Here he is, he starts setting himself up. We like to see you get as deep as you possibly can into that zone. He's on a little bit of a tighter line. Now let's check out inside clip number 1. Beautiful execution there. And then the final outside zone, he really angles up, tries to push it all the way into the final section of outside zone 3. And he's going to come up just a little bit early here and come out of that zone just right at the edge. But still a great run for our number 2 in points.
Hey, there we go. Raising the roof. There's no roof up here, but I appreciate you raising it. You pushed too hard, you just blew the roof off. Oh, dropping the X on him. X gonna give it to you, you know what I mean? RIP. And we are waiting for Matt Field's score. Don't be too excited there, Harley Davidson. You're just jumping out of your shirt there. Calm down, calm down. Zero chill. Too many energy drinks. As, again, waiting for Matt Field's score. Do it for the gram. Photos of photos. Got to put it up. Again, hashtag FDNJ at Formula D. Let's take a look. An 89 for Matt Field. Falcon Tires Drift Cave C6 Corvette. 89. So that's how they stand. 1 and 2. As Odi puts down a 93. Let's take a look at the side-by-side of the first 2 runs here. Between that of Matt Field and Odi Bakchis, just comparing the runs. You could see both of them doing a good job on that first outside zone, then on that second outside zone. And Ryan Montagne, going down to you, if we could open up Ryan Lontaine's mic, and we'll have some words with him. So take a look at this last outside zone. Odie gets really deep and maintains it. You see Matt Field just come out a little bit more shallow. 93, huh, Ryan? You and the judges, that was a great score for Odie.
Yeah, Odie was really doing a great job on his run. Matt Field just left a few points on the board. Well, you can see it by his score, but that outside zone 3 is really where he lost a lot of his points, and his transitions on the style side weren't as snappy as they could have been, so left a couple of points there as well.
Did you see that?
What's that?
In the background there, Chelsea drove off course.
Oh, boy. Oh, it looks like he jumped back in the burnout box.
Yeah, needed a bit more.
Yeah, just maybe he was getting iced and just want to make sure. I was down in the pits, and I know he was having some power steering issues during practice. He had 2 runs, power steering. Now he's back. He's ready to run. Soap on Aropa, sending him down through the start chicane. Chicane not in play, but Chelsea Denofa, most recent winner, as you said, Ryan, in Orlando. Denofa, a lot of handbrake there. Just slides it on in. See that thing hop, skip, and a jump. And that second outside zone, hammering down. Look at that. Wow, massive angle there from Chelsea Denofa.
Smokes himself out.
Yeah. And into that final outside zone. Woo, man, that was very good looking from Denofa, especially on the outside zone run.
Yeah, that final outside zone was a nice little exclamation point and a push to the judges to say, hey, look, I'm going as deep as I possibly can. He starts off with the e-brake pull initiation, gets out there. Really good angle from Denofa, not really lacking in any particular area, just some fine-tuning elements, and you can see that he's mid-part of the outside zone number 2, comes off maybe like 6 inches early. Beautiful job on that inside clip, and this sets him up for this right here, right up against the wall, pushing deep in that final zone. Here's the initiation. Great job on angle there. You can hear the throttle control that he has, which is basically pinned the entire time. And just maximizing the smoke line coming through that center section, driving back through his own that he created after leaving outside zone 1. So good little run there for Chelsea Denofa. You got to expect for these, top 3-4 guys that are not having car issues that this is going to be one and done.
Yeah.
And that's what we expect to see. So they're going for the highest score that they possibly can. Nobody wants to be relegated, and you want to be in a position in that bracket that's going to give you an opportunity to make it as far as you possibly can.
Let's see what kind of score here we get for Chelsea Denofa, 95. Boom, goes the dynamite. And Chelsea Denofa and the RTR camp cheering him on. Again, taking that number 1 spot. Look at that, near perfect style, near perfect angle, and just leaving some points on the track with the 27 out of 34 line. So again, a darn near perfect run there for Mr. Denofa. Another Mustang in the party, JTP Justin Pollock. Talked with him during the autograph signing, and I said, man, all right, if you hear something go bang, lift. He says, you know what, I haven't heard anybody say that they wouldn't do the same thing that I did, that I did do. So
he's talking to the wrong people.
Well, obviously not racing, he's talking about racing. It's all good. Regardless, JTP's gonna throw down. Always love JTP style. He kind of has that, again, that X factor. When it works out, it really pays off the dividends. Here we go. Oh man, filling all that second outside zone. And this is just showing you the caliber of driver we're gonna be seeing from these pro drivers. Look at that. JTP transitions around and just powers on through. Ryan, they make it look too gosh darn easy.
Yeah, and I think because of where he's at in his driving ability right now and how well he's done to kind of fine-tune that car, this course really is an opportunity for him to really secure a really deep position in the top 32 tomorrow. I mean, look at that angle right out of the gate and the commitment that he's going for. He has really done a tremendous job in the engineering of this vehicle, just getting super deep into that outside zone, trying to get above that 95 that Denofa set. And Denofa did have an area where he wasn't completely into outside zone 2. You can see here in outside zone 3, Pollock maybe was 3 inches shorter than Denofa, but he got a little bit deeper in outside zone 2, so maybe he's going to get some back there. And remember, we do have, these are sector scores, so you can kind of have a little bit of a miff in one area and then get it back in the next. And I think that is a phenomenal run for Justin Pollock.
Yeah, that was really reflective of just him coming together, not doing anything crazy. I don't think Justin's particularly a fan of the kind of one and done, because especially in Atlanta at round 1, how he, kind of biffed it on his first run, right? But then had to do a second, so he couldn't get any higher. So now it's, you know, do you throw it out or do you kind of temper the flame and dial it down? But still, I mean, we're seeing some amazing runs here, like 95 already from Chelsea. But does Justin Pollock beat him? He ties him, so a 95. And we talked about, again, a third, one less style point. So he does hold on to that second spot as it is right now.
Look at that, perfect on angle.
Yeah, perfect on angle, and I would absolutely agree. Here we go. Look at that, 1, 2, 3 Mustangs. Here we go. Ready to rock. Vaughn Gittin Jr. That Monster Energy Ditto Time Ford Mustang. Feeling right at home here at E-Town. Oh, gets to that wall. Oh, that threw him off. Ryan, that is not a Vaughn Gittin Jr. Steez right there. Throws him off, doesn't get all the way into that second outside zone. He'll still get a score. I don't think he straightened out too much. You know, I don't think it was unchaseable. So let's take a look at that again. Right out of the gate, Ryan, that's not how you want to start. Vaughn goes in hard and taps that wall.
If I had to guess, I would imagine that, you know, his spotter is telling him that he's really going to have to push the limits, and you really can't fault him here. I mean, to do a 95 or higher score, you're going to have to go up against that wall. You're going to have to really push the limits there. So in that sector for line and angle, and possibly a little bit for style, he's going to get some deductions. But he's back on it here. He could have got into outside zone 2 a little bit earlier, but that line interruption may have affected him to be able to do that. Now he's back on it. He's going to hit this inside clip right on the nose, and then do a great job here in transitioning back around to outside zone 3. Pretty much perfect execution there, and this will be one and done for him, but it'll really be about what kind of deduction does he receive for the incident that happens prior to outside zone 1, and then that caused him kind of be outside of outside zone 1.
Yep. All right. Snacks and drifting all up in your face. That's what we're about right now, snack life. Let's see what we get from Vaughn Gittin Jr. As Vaughn awaits his score. Fans eagerly awaiting how is our defending champion Vaughn Gittin Jr. going to fare on his qualifying run. I mean, every score outside of Fields in the 90s so far, and an 87. So do you think that's on the button, Ryan? An 87 for that, 25 line, so angle.
Yeah, because I think it's that sector 1 that he's probably got most of the damage from, and he was able to come back and do pretty decent on the remainder of the sectors. But you know, it's still 10 points off, or you know, about 8 points off the top guy. So I think that's in the ballpark there.
Frederick Osbo, Freddie Osbo, former champ, pilot of this 2021 Rockstar Energy Drink Toyota GR Supra. Here goes Frederick Osbo initiating. Whoa, coming in hard and heavy in that first outside zone. Well executed by Osbo. The second outside zone. Let's see if he can just keep it in there, keep it consistent. And he does just that, middle of the lane. You can see those back tires. Proper job for him. Now into that. Whoa, man, that could have gotten south real quick. But Osbo getting gangster on that last outside zone. The Nitto tires go round. Let's slow it down once again, Ryan.
Yeah, the consummate professional and a very highly skilled qualifying driver just times it perfectly there into that first outside zone with big angle, enters it early. He's able to get out and position himself for outside zone 2. You can see he's pretty deep there as well. So we're looking at a really high score here so far. The throttle control is amazing. You can see his full lock right there. Still hits that inside clip with a huge amount of precision. And then right here, right up against that back line, and then pulls off and still maintains a really incredible amount of angle through that final outside zone. So I would not be surprised if this is right up there with the top 2 guys.
All right. And yeah, that's what's up. Thanks for coming out. You're fans of all ages. Fathers and sons and daughters and moms, grandparents, uncles, cousins. Jason's, right? Jason, you excited to be here? Right on. The dad's like, I'm ready to watch the US Open, right? Got your PGA hat on. And finding out who is going to get a hole-in-one, meaning the #1 qualifier. Who's going to be the ace? Frederick Osbo. Taking a look at this once again here, Ryan. Let's listen.
Yeah, you can see a very high degree of difficulty on that first turn, and looking at it in real time speed really gives you an idea of just how well he connected outside zone 1 and 2. I think the judge is taking a secondary look here because I have to imagine that this is going to be right up there with the top guys. And incredible job there by Osbo. Can't really nitpick that one too much.
And there it is, a 94 for Frederick Osbo. So a couple style points missing. Line, man, Chris, really a hard ball right here, man. Throwing it down. 3 points. Sheesh. All right, so a 94 there for Osbo. Here comes Dean Carnage Carney, the Oracle Lighting Dodge Viper. Again, changing some things up. You know, was on a tire manufacturer for quite some time, and now switching over to Nexans. Let's see how he fares here at E-Town. See him not get all the way deep inside that second outside zone. Just glances right past that inside clip and now into that final outside zone. Just beyond that line, you can see it boxed out there by the judges.
Yeah, had a real tough year last year. A lot of issues that he dealt with. And that didn't really give him the opportunity to really show his driving style. This year, different story. Kind of coming into his own here and starting to put on some incredible performances as we take a look at his first qualifying run. Just right at the edge of outside zone 2 after a pretty good job of filling outside zone 1. And you can see, we'd like to see him get a little bit deeper there as he sweeps through this inside clip. And times that pretty well. Gives himself a good line driving into outside zone 3. Little sparks there as he finishes up. And Dean Carney will have one in the books here. Where will it fall compared to the first 6 drivers that have gone as we make our way through the top 10 and then all the way down to the top 33? One driver potentially left out of the mix here.
Plum Life in the building, what's up? All right, Dean Carney. And our judges, Ryan Lontaine, Chris Yule, and Brian Eggert. Back at it again from last year. Chris Yule joining us last year.
We've blocked it out so that nobody can see their faces.
Yeah.
But their emails are.
Slide into those DMs. Let them know. Let them know. It's an unenviable position at times. An 89 there for Dean Carney. An 89. I know Dean Carnage Carney's giving away some sweet vehicles. He already gave away his a Viper, and now he's working on a Toyota Supra giveaway. So go check out Team Carnage, pick up some gear, and potentially win a car. Pretty solid operation. All right, in the burnout box, we are seeing Jeff Jones, who is just really, I don't know, just hitting his stride. Everything he's doing, he's having fun. His crew's having fun. He's very thankful for what's going on. You know, just his whole team, the Jeff Jones Racing, Nissan 370Z. And there's those sectors, man. Brian, you're talking about it, kind of, you know, making some up in different areas.
Yeah, that first sector there, that green sector, 20 points of the overall score. Really important to get that right. And that's where Vaughn got his little rub there. So let's see what Jeff Jones can do. First run.
Yep, Jeff Jones, 818. Right into that first outside zone, just dips that back left GT radial tire inside of it. The Edelbrock supercharged Nissan 370Z all the way out there. Dig it deep. Here's a shovel. Can you dig it? Yes, you can. Past that front clip and now into that final outside zone. Man, Jeff Jones, this is just a testament to having fun. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. And he's having a lot of fun.
Yeah, he's taken a very novel approach to the sport, and it has certainly paid dividends. It doesn't hurt that he's become a tremendous driver in his own right as we take a look at his qualifying run. Just a little bit off of outside zone 1 there. Doesn't fully fill it. Now as we get into outside zone 2, much better. Watch how deep he falls into this zone. Right there on that back white line throughout the entirety of the zone, maintaining great throttle control. And you can see how well the course is set up to hit that inside clip if you do what Jeff Jones did there. He is right on that inside clip, keeps that pressure moving forward, transitions just at the right time and then catches it right in this final outside zone, almost out to the wall. So just that one little maybe flub on that first sector, but 20 points available there for line and angle. So we may see some deductions that have an impact on the overall score, but nonetheless a great way to kick things off here for Jeff Jones.
Okay. Let's see what we've got here for Jeff Jones. Does he get into those does he get in that 90s realm? What do you guys think? This guy's hyped right now. Look at that OGDA shirt. Here we are. This guy's hyped. Hey, bro, you can take your sunglasses off. It looks like you still got them on there. 92. Look at that. Jones with a 92. That's got to feel really good. A lot of confidence.
I should have claimed there because I was going to go 91.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you claim regardless. You can claim. Go ahead and claim away. And I like when you claim scores. You're usually on it.
Yeah, I would say I can be within a point or two, and then sometimes I really miss one.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Talking of hitting a stride, Kazuya Taguchi, up garage, ISR Performance. Jerry Yang Racing. He's on GT Radials. A new car for him, and he's making it really work well. And then into that second outside zone. Again, just the 86s becoming more widely available, and the parts. Whoa, that made me nervous. That was a slick transition there for Kazuya Taguchi.
Got himself into a very favorable position in Orlando. That's what sees him into the top 10. Trying to continue that momentum here in New Jersey. A little bit longer e-brake pull than you'd like to see, but is able to stay in that zone about midway through. Good transition there as he hits outside zone 2. You can see that smoke line pretty consistent once he gets about a quarter of a way into the zone and sticks with it through this inside clip. A lot of drivers really improving on that area of the course compared to yesterday's practice, and then finishing strong here, filling that final outside zone in one of the deepest parts of the third and final zone. So a great run by Kazuya Taguchi, seeing him get more comfortable here driving stateside and really developing his program. So great job so far in the 21 season. Let's see where this run lands him in the overall top 32.
Yep. As next up, Yves Meyer, Drift Force F22 Eurofighter. And there it is, a 90 for Kazuya Taguchi. Well done. And have you seen Kazuya lately? He's not all baby face like this, man. He's got facial hair. He's growing like stash. His stash game is strong. Kind of like yours, Ryan. You've really stepped it up from Halloween last year.
Try to be an innovator.
Okay. And humble. 95. That's a 95 for Denofa. He's currently sitting top of the heap. Justin Pollock, JTP, right behind him. Osbo, Bakshi's, Jones, Taguchi, Carney, Field, Kidden. And here we go. Yves Meyer. Man, just comes out blazing. Look at this. Event Seelisberg Driving Center in Switzerland. Now Yves Meyer gets out to the outside zone, just dips a toe in, but then pulls out. Then gets right back into that second outside zone. Love that angle. You see him take out that inside clip and then into that final outside zone and across the finish line. So Yves Meyer crosses the finish line. Coming to us again from Switzerland.
Yeah, the pressure in qualifying is all on you, and in some sense maybe it's harder in some ways to have all eyes on the driver when they're out there performing by their lonesome. You can see a couple little flubs there from Meyer as he tries to get a bit more grounded here and figure out what he's going to do on this course to kind of appease the judges. Takes out that inside clip. Good angle here and finishes up pretty strong on that final and third outside zone. But on the initiation, he was just pulling off that zone a bit early, and that line kind of caused him to have to make an adjustment here on outside zone 2 as well. You see, it doesn't really get deep until the last maybe 25% of that outside zone, and then coming up a bit tight there. And we've just seen those high scores, those high 80s, mid to low 90s, really have to perfect that area. And especially with that first sector being worth 20 points for line and angle, you really can't leave too much on the table there.
He's like, wait, is this a kiss cam? Are we supposed to kiss? No, you don't have to. I mean, don't make it awkward. I mean, this is not. You can just have a wave cam and quit blushing, bro. I mean, it's okay. Here we go. Waiting for our score. Oh, dang. Oh, Fortnite, take the L. Take the dub on the dance, though. He's got the fan around the neck, and he's dancing. Thanks, son. You got kidded up. Liking this, liking the cam on the fans. The fans in the building. Don't react. No, you're cool as ice, bro. Yeah, just don't acknowledge the camera. It's not even there. I don't even know what to do. My palms are sweaty, arms is ready, mom's spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? All right, 82. That's an 82 for Eve Meyer. Eve Meyer with an 82, so 22, 25, and 35. That equates to 82 for the Drift Force Eurofighter. Both him and Reynolds. Like to see him, get after it. Saw Reynolds earlier. This might be a good course for them. Again, just a little more technical, getting dialed in. Next up, Ryan Turk. We saw that earlier. Mike Knapp gifting both Ryan Turk and Vaughn Gittin Jr. the 2003 slips of them, their first drift competition here. And now look at these things. 4-cylinder, turbocharged, nitrous, horsepower, hot rod. That is Ryan Turk, Toyota Racing Gum Out, Toyota Corolla hatchback. In that second outside zone, feeling all of it, feeling the flow, feeling good like he should. Live free or die. In that final outside zone, Ryan Turk brings it around, and there she goes.
Well, after that stellar
90s,
season.
Go ahead and claim. I want you to claim, by the way.
Yeah, 91.
Okay.
After that stellar season that he had last year, he's really looking to kind of back that up, and finding himself right now in 11th position. It would be super sweet for him if he was able to do well here. It is one of his kind of the genesis of Ryan Turk and many other drivers from this region. Does a great job on that inside clip and really transitions back around beautifully. Just a little bit deeper he could have been in that third and final outside zone, but this is going to be a great run for him overall as he heads back to find out what the judges will award here. And we get one final look at that second outside zone, which is so long and sweeping. It's really important that you get that line right from the get-go, and he was able to do that and look very strong here. Seems comfortable in that car and has had some incredible performances. Looking to back that up here at New Jersey.
All right, there we go. There you are. Look, you're on the camera, bro. Look at you. Dang, that hair is on fleek, son. I'm liking that hair. Looking good, man. Looking good. You just get... Oh, there we are. There we are. Don't react. Don't react there. Here we are. The score is Ryan claimed 91, 92. See, you're wrong, bro. Why are you trying to hate on him, man? Ryan Turk with a 92. Currently sits in 6th. But things will obviously be shaking up here. And Travis Reeder, the speed reader. All about those words per minute. Not RPMs, it's all about the WPMs. He's currently on a library tour right now. He's traveling cross country. Let's talk about this Link Engine Management BMW. Old red, new red, she's red. Ready to go, that is. The second outside zone, going all 180 degrees. Look at that, riding that track edge, filling that whole outside zone. Nice job by him. Quick little correction there around that front clip. Now in that final outside zone, digging deep. Yes, sir. Well done by Travis Reeder. I don't know if he's still at Walmart. I know if you walk into Walmart, sometimes he'll be there. He's greeting people. Travis Reeder, the Walmart greeter, but I know he's all about the words per minute. Here we go.
Well, you can see he really had the proper amount of momentum and pretty good angle to get into that first outside zone. And when he approaches the second, he kind of keeps that same angle on point, bouncing around a little bit, but finding the proper line there to go as deep as possible into that second outside zone, just between the first and second hash mark on inside clip 1. Slight little variation here, but still a really good run overall, and really tremendous job there on that final outside zone. Huge angle. You can see the compression from the back as the squatting of his vehicle goes right, basically parallel or perpendicular to that outside zone, making it look really sweet and smooth, and a great run right there by Travis Reeder.
Yep, there you go. Turn around. Plum Life in the building. Yes, sir. He's a plumber, but he also rips around cars. Hence the name Plum Life. Get it? Lives that plumbing life, plumbing away, and shreds on some rides. Waiting for Travis Reeder's score. There is a shot of the paddock area. And what do we got? 92. Man, these guys are just stacked. So, Ryan, what this is showing me is just the consistency of driving is, I think we might see a lot of one more times, or we're just going to see absolute carnage tomorrow.
Yeah, and as we take a look at the top 10, how it's laid out, I mean, there's not a lot of difference there points-wise. You've got an 89 for Field and a 95 for Denofa, so 6-point separation from first to 10th place just shows you how compact this field of drivers is, as now we see at the line Adam LZ for his first run of the evening.
I know Adam LZ, you know, at his new compound, he's got that tight little area. I know he's been drifting on a lot of different karting tracks, and smaller tracks. Adam LZ, obviously one of the crowd's favorites, throwing a lot of angle at it, and he's going it back with, oh boy, overcooked it, burnt the meatloaf. Adam LZ, oh, and that could be an incomplete. He is completely offline. Adam LZ goes in that final outside zone. We'll see if that, I mean, what it comes down to, is that a chaseable run? That's, I think, the big question here. Let's take a look at it again here, Ryan.
Well, he did stay in it. I mean, that's the, you know, kind of the holy grail of whether or not there's going to be an incomplete. But you're right about the unchaseability. That's going to be something the judges will have to identify. Now, I personally think that even though he angles up quite a bit there, and let's take a look at it as he comes into outside zone number 2, he drops that tire, and that's going to kind of mess with his momentum a little bit. So, you know, you were mentioning the unchaseable lead. Imagine a chase driver behind him. Could you imagine that chase driver making that adjustment? I think it's, you know, it's borderline, just because he didn't really have a really big slowdown in overall pace. The line was a little bit out of whack, and he's certainly going to receive massive deductions for some of these mistakes, but I'm not sure that it's an incomplete in my book. But, you know, what do I know, bro?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, just, you know how to be humble. I know that. That's what's good about you. All right, the boys grabbing some bumpers, doing some landscaping around here. Adam LZ doing some landscaping, sweeping the dirt. All right, we got Matt, we got Kyle Cross down there. How we doing? Wacky wave inflator crazy arm guy. And here's the replay. Check out this overhead view. So here it is. Let's take a look at this again. Initiation. Ooh, maxes out that angle. Definitely has to take some out of it. Salvages that. Goes in that second outside zone. Rap. Throws up a little brown cloud. Roosts it. Angle. Has to correct.
Yeah, I mean, they're only looking at this because they're trying to ascertain an incomplete. I mean, otherwise they'd be able to deduct points. So, you know, that's really what it's going to come down to. Your intuitions may have been more powerful than mine in this instance. So I am humble in your presence at this moment.
That is a justifiable confidence? No, it's agreeable. No, what?
Appropriate.
I know what it is. I just keep forgetting. Appropriate confidence. And that's where the judges are, behind the glass wall of judgment. Down here from our ivory tower, the Tower of Power, our 3 judges analyzing every single turn that these drivers are putting down on the stage that is E-Town. Our judges are scrutinizing every single turn and burn, like medieval times. And Adam LZ waiting for the score. Ryan Lantain. Scores are coming in, and it is an incomplete. That is a 0 for Adam LZ. So, Ryan Lantain, over to you.
Yeah, it comes down to whether or not the run was chaseable, and watching the replay from all the different angles we looked at, especially the drone shot, you can really see that the momentum was lost. He was way inside in an area where he wasn't supposed to be. He essentially had to drive around the inside clip. The car went straight. The tires were still spinning, but the car went straight. So it's not a chaseable run if that was a tandem battle, and it's really something that we have to be pretty strict with. Yep. So, you know, looking at all those replays, that's what we came to the conclusion of.
Yeah, so pie on your face, Ryan Sage.
All right, here we go. Brandon Sorensen, definitely a talent. I believe he's now 17 years old, but the youngest driver ever to qualify for a Formula Drift event. And a strong talent, him and his sister Amanda Sorensen. She competes in Pro Spec, Brandon here in Pro, and just have really progressed over the years. So let's see how Brandon throws it down here. He's been getting a lot of seat time. All right, so Brandon on the start line, finding out what's going on here. Okay. Let's see. All right, so as we are waiting, he's saying we're good. So as E-Town right now. All right. Brandon Sorensen leaving the start line in that 2-on-2 performance. BMW, nice job. Ooh, gets all the way out there and actually goes beyond that outside zone. Down that second outside zone. It's a lot more settled. It's definitely wild on the first one. Look at that, no corrections, and that just shows a good line, snappy, aggressive gangster transition from Mr. Sorensen. The kid putting it down.
Yeah, this kid has absolutely been impressive from the first time that he stepped into the 21 season. And even though there's a couple bit of aggressive mistakes here, you can tell that he really loves to drive, and he's really capable of pushing that vehicle to do things that just don't seem possible for a 17-year-old. So a great start for him. Had a couple little flubs there that will cost him a few points, but it's going to be one of the more aggressive runs that we've seen so far, and certainly really making a name for himself here in the series, sitting right now in 14th place, and that's nothing to shake a stick at here. So he is right up there with the rest of these guys.
Yeah, very impressive. Really like what Brandon's doing. Brian Cash, shout out to you, homeboy. Thanks for watching, drinking good beer, crushing times. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, it's you, bro. Yeah, do the safety dance. That's you. You're looking the wrong way, though. Camera's over on your left. Your other left. It's Kiss Cam. You drinking the waters. Go for it. Go ahead, fire it off. Black T-shirt. Yep. You need more new sunscreen as well. Need to reapply. Sun is very, very violent here in Jersey. Oh, is that fake Chris Forsberg down there? Is that how can Chris is in the stands and he's driving? That's insane. Chase is on the case. That's what's up. And here we go. What do we got? No whammies, no whammies. Stop. 89. An 89 for the kid, Brandon Sorensen. 26, 28, 35. So I'm leaving some points. Sun is setting, lights are coming on. You're at and watching the AutoZone Gauntlet presented by Type S. Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift. Also, if you haven't downloaded already, Torque Drift, as Dylan Hughes and his Royal Purple BMW E46 are out now on Torque Drift. All right, here we go. Sending Forsberg, the three-time Formula Drift champ, and NOS energy drink, Nissan 370Z. Coming out in those GT radials into that first outside zone. Oh, shuts her down. Oh, boy. Now, Ryan Sage, I don't know if you knew this, but I know in practice last night and then going to today, he says, car was feeling weird, something's up with the clutch, the trans, go to change the clutch, and basically the clutch just fell right off. The flywheel, excuse me, just fell right off. So the engine needed to get pulled. This is their backup setup. So I'm wondering what happened, what transpired here. Oh, that's not a good thing there for Forsberg. That will be an incomplete for Chris.
Yeah, so we see Adam LZ and now Chris Forsberg having to go to do a second run. Obviously, this is a mechanical issue here, so something not working for Chris. And unfortunately for him, it will be the first time, I think, this year that he has had to do this. So no higher than 25th place for Chris Forsberg and Adam LZ having gone to the second lap, which is kind of scary, actually, for the top guys, because this is what kind of shakes up that top 32.
Yeah, nerves of steel. This is when you really need to dial it in. And there are standings. So 95 still leads the pack. Sorensen sitting there, 89, getting 12th, Yves Meyer, and there you have the 2 incompletes. The Pedal Commander Burnout Box. And that is Jonathan Castro, Jardot Meteldam, Toyota Racing, GT86 from Dominican Republic. Santo Domingo, to be exact. And Castro on the start line. All right, Jonathan Castro underneath the tower of power. Castro, let's see how he fares. Tight technical track. Go Meteldam into that second outside zone. On next in tires. And then into that inside clip, takes it out. And then into the final outside zone. Hops his way into there and springs on out. Jonathan Castro. Good line. Obviously taking out that front clip.
Yeah, Castro has been looking pretty on point this year. Had a couple areas of or instances of bad luck, but it certainly hasn't been about his driving. And as we see just how perfectly he's laying down this qualifying run, you can see the potential that he's got here. Goes very deep into the beginning part of outside zone, then starts pulling off just towards the end there. Keeps that throttle down, comes up a little bit tight on that inside clip. So a couple little line adjustments there could potentially creep that score a little bit higher. But that outside zone 3, even though he's bouncing around, was very well executed there by Jonathan Castro.
All right, see Castro, take a look at it again, that second outside zone, that whole 180 degrees of fun. Executed that last outside zone really well. All right. You can see the paddock area over here and a lot of damaged car storage. That's what that is. So it's not a parking lot. So that's what's going on there as we are getting. And Castro with a 90. That is a 9-0, a 90. Currently 9th position in qualifying. Pretty equally spread out points there between line angle and style. And now we are seeing Dylan Hughes, the Royal Purple GT Radial BMW. Got the E46. There we go. The fast orange, here we go. Dylan Hughes into that first outside zone, the Permatex fast orange Royal Purple BMW. And look at that, into that second outside zone. The 2JZ powered BMW. Then into that final outside zone. Wow, really well done by Dylan Hughes. Ryan, I think this is really rivaling the 95 of Chelsea Denofa. Take a look at it again. What are your thoughts there?
Well, you know, the drivers definitely are maturing getting into the 3rd event of the year, and we've seen Dylan Hughes mature over the past year or so into a driver that seems like he's going to be of championship caliber. This is a single shot of just showing how smooth and consistent he is through pretty much every section of the course, and getting the timing just absolutely dialed there in that final outside zone. Not a lot to really pick at here because almost everything is done close to perfection. This will certainly be one of the higher scores up there, and it seems like he has kind of turned it up a notch or two here in qualifying, knowing how important it is to get some of those top spots.
Chase is on the case. Paw Patrol. That's what's up. Thanks, Chase. Appreciate it, bud. All right, so Dylan Hughes. Dylan Hughes, the sun is setting here at E-Town. Type S lights come on. We are live from Englishtown, New Jersey, Old Bridge Township Raceway Park, AKA better known as E-Town. The fans coming out here, let everybody know. Thank you so much. And what do we got? What do we got? Dylan Hughes, 89. Wow, I thought it was going to be up there higher. So a 25 out of 30, 28, and leaving a lot of style points there. So maybe rate to angle Just that impact. Zone 89 for Dylan Hughes. Rad Dan Burkett. Rad Industries Gear Wrench GT Radial Mark IV Toyota Supra. Part of that 2J Army. Flying the 2J flag, pop, lock, and drop it. Tower of Power underneath the judging stand in that first outside zone. Now into the second. Needs to dig deeper. Slide that, back that truck up. And then past that front clip. And then into that final outside zone. And now bringing it across the finish line. Rad Dan Burkett on his qualifying run. So up to this point, only 2 incompletes. Watch Dan here once again, Ryan.
Yeah, coming off that first outside zone a little bit early. And you can see second outside zone, he's just kind of right at the edge there. You can see some drivers also doing that as that white line kind of disappears as drivers have gone over it and are burning out on top of it. But better job towards the end. You can see he got a little bit deeper. See the front wheels have good angle there, but he just taps that inside clip. Better job on that third outside zone as he keeps good angle here, locks in that line and pushes through and is able to finish up the run pretty strong.
And here we are taking a look overall. I'm telling you, this place is going to be bonkers tomorrow. So tell your friends if they haven't purchased their tickets. I mean, I could really envision this place just wall to wall with fans. And here is the schedule for tomorrow, all times Eastern time. So 10:45 Pro Spec opening ceremony. Can start bright and early. And then 11:15 top 32 going right into it. And then we'll take a break and then we'll go into it 5:30. So, you know, taking a look at the time, it's 8:20 now. So Pro top 32 going down. That's our schedule. 85, that's an 85 for Dan Burkett. Dan Burkett putting it down. And we are ready for Alec Robbins. Alec Robbins in that Facetto 350Z. Coming us from Becker, Minnesota. You can see him warming up his tires. Alec Robbins competed in the Midwest Drift Union. Shout out to Edgar and the homies, MDU. Tiny Toretto, the old TR. And let's see how Alec Robbins does. We are, just more than halfway through pro qualifying. All right, here we go. Alec Robbins through that start chicane and throws it in really aggressively. Nice job by Robbins. Oh, a lot of angle takes. Oh, did he save that? Wow, I think he might be okay. Just that angle. Going to take a look at it in the replay. Filling all that second outside zone. Got nasty with it there. Nasty in that final outside zone. Oof, that got sketchy. Let's take a look at it again, Ryan. I thought he was going to lose it.
Well, he comes in very aggressively on the initiation, gets right up against the wall, big angle there, and he was able to pull out of it, I think, but obviously he left a lot on the table. Remember, 20 points for line and angle in that first outside zone. Now, getting into the second here, moving his way around, you can see he starts to get a little bit more settled here. Pretty good job on that inside clip, transitioning back around. And here's that final outside zone 2 once again. Great job on that inside clip, moving forward and dropping into formation here. Better job on that outside zone 3, but it certainly will receive quite a bit of points off in that first sector just because of that mistake on initiation.
All right. All right. What do we got? Alec Robbins. Here is the replay. So, yeah, judges Recounting, seeing what's going on. Counters. Yeah, that was a just super awkward line. It's unlike anything we've seen from other drivers previously. And through the finish line. Alec Robbins, his family cheering him on. Let's see what we got here. We're going to see a grade 8 on the figure 8 here at E-Town. Waiting for Robbins' score. As we are, again, start from the top and work our way down. Robbins sitting 19th. Do we have a score? Men's Journal knockout qualifying, an 84. An 84, so does have a score, and that be an 84. So an 84 there for Alec Robbins. And so Robbins putting it down. Just a few more drivers, and you know, Adam LZ obviously just bringing a lot of attention and eyeballs to Formula Drift. He has a great following. So Chris Forsberg and Adam LZ. And there we have Denofa leading the pack. Pollock, Osbo, Boxies, Reeder, Jones, Turk, Taguchi, Castro, Carney. And there are your top 10. Then you got Field, Hughes, Sorensen, Gittin, Burkett, Robbins, Meyer, and then LZ and Forsberg with 2 incompletes. When we come back, the rest of knockout qualifying here at the AutoZone Gauntlet presented by Type S.
Energy, human horsepower.
I'm Dylan Hughes, Formula Drift Pro Driver, and today we're going to talk about Royal Purple HPS and what actually goes into it. There's a lot of talk about additives, and Royal Purple has its proprietary Centerlick technology. It is fortified with a high level of zinc phosphorus anti-wear additive for exceptional protection against heat and wear. Its high film strength improves sealing between the piston ring and cylinder wall for maximum horsepower and torque. Royal Purple HPS, race car technology for the street.
At Holley, we're gearheads too, so we decided to create a one-stop shop for all things automotive, a place we call Motor Life. Motor Life is Holley's new completely free digital magazine that houses the how-to stories, car features, news, and videos that car folks love. To check it out, head on over to motorlife.com, and don't forget to subscribe to our Motor Life newsletter so you won't miss any of this great car-centric content.
We're in the yellow. Do we have another bottle? No. Tommy didn't bring bottles?
Better, getting way better. I need one more adjustment to the lock. It's still binding on the lock.
As soon as my steering rack is tight, my amazing time pops to the stars. Ra-ta-ta-ta!
Hey, I knew you wouldn't miss an engine change, huh? 42 minutes right now. Yeah.
Best part? Oh, I'm guessing Taylor Hull lost his crank sensor. So he just rolls up, asks Odie, do you have a crank sensor? And he's like, yep, hold on. They're pulling one out, so. Beauty of drifting right there.
The newer one's in black, but it's a 58. Yeah. All right, I'll get that other one tonight.
Ah, my crank sensor. And that's how it goes. Someone has it, and when you need a part and you don't have it, you know someone else has it. So it comes around.
Custom Sparkos. Dude, Odie, you gotta step up your slipper
I
game.
like these, man. Those jewelry kind of remind me of like Nacho!
Yeah, dude, you need to like.
We need to pull on
you need a little feel right
Librador
there.
mask.
Hey man, it's just 3 vaccinated dudes hanging out in the
Helmet, sir. You know the weather's perfect because I haven't taken my gloves off.
We're doing this. We are doing this.
We're in Atlanta. It's round number 1.
Not bad for a rookie.
Who'd you go against?
Trenton Beecham. First win of Formula Drift Pro 1.
Because I want to go back and watch from the spotters tower.
Let me pull these burners off so I can get them swapped.
Okay.
Look, guys, 2021. You can't be laughing at stuff like that, Mario.
You need to know.
No, you can't. You're hurting my feelings.
Sorry.
My bad. Sorry, bud.
I woke up and I was like T-boning Justin in turn 1.
I fell asleep.
I woke up and I was like,
oh, that was weird.
Testing out a new angle kit, and that's his first lap on it.
That sounds like a good time to try something new.
Well, yesterday he had binding problems, and the car was like locking up, and he was just spinning. So then they said, all right, like let's just throw on another angle kit.
You just found that out.
So yep, so they swapped out another angle kit, and I guess it doesn't
What
work.
kind of car is that?
I can't. How much time you got?
1 minute.
24 seconds. 24 seconds.
What about just putting it together?
I tried.
Right with when it's in the gear, it's right, but he's saying that sometimes it's not, and I get it. Sometimes, like this morning when I got in there to move it, it was like it didn't even read like a number. It was just like some weird thing. Yeah.
Personal opinion, probably need to get some properly gap new spark plugs in there and make sure the
actually work on the car?
Yeah, like
my Myron that blew the power steering line or something. And it pissed oil all over the front wheel. So the last transition, I was like, what? Where'd the front end go?
Right here, we'll have a
Hey, we
little
can
race.
start it here. We can start it here. Yeah, it's gonna be rad. We've had some time together. Oh yes, we have. We're gonna have some beers later on too. Absolutely. Let's rock and roll, bud. Let's do it. Woo! I checked the dash bar and toe on the rear. Okay. Hello. Someone's got to pay for it. I'll give you. He'd spent all his money on the Viper and that giveaway. I'll give you. We're gonna need help. Oh, that's better, right?
Kevin Wells is the best person in Formula Drift.
On video.
Best person.
Yeah.
Wow.
How very PC. You
Yeah.
didn't him, his, hers, or.
Oh.
Oh no.
Now I'm very.
They should have went down there.
No, I mean once they take off the line and it goes blah, blah.
Yeah, and it just Pumps, black
there goes
smoke.
our oil.
So rich.
We'll go this way like a foot.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Come on.
1, 2, 3. Hey, Kevin.
Fixing the
I'm leaving
lights.
this right here.
Okay.
Just in case.
Okay.
These are all off.
All right. Yeah, that's the new one.
New one?
Yeah. So now the light doesn't pass through it like it used to. Before you could see through it. Now you can't. And it has all different LEDs in it. How are you doing? Good?
Yeah. What did I have? We were playing with that funny diff change the other day.
Yeah.
I was trying to run the track in third. I'm like, we're at RPM. We got to change the diff. Yeah, let me try fourth. Oh yeah, it worked great.
Nice.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Good deal.
Warm up. No cameras. No cameras. Put her in kill mode.
Exactly. Ah. Well, it just looks like air messages.
I don't know what I'm looking at. E-brake slide just under into the grass. All of those are 275s. It is interesting seeing them with competition only in the main with Patriot ride.
So how was it?
Hard.
First experience at Road Atlanta?
Yeah, it's slippery. Very slippery.
Slippery, huh?
Yeah. We can't get enough traction.
What's up? How you doing? Just thinking about some tire pressure stuff. Okay. What am I at? Oh, wow. Is that about right? All right. Okay. Just checking your calibration. Yeah, edit that out. Yeah. No, brand new fancy guy. Yeah, I've had one of those before. They're good. Yeah. Yeah, they're good. So yeah, just trying to see whatchamacallit. Thinking of rules. I like it. I'm on board. So, try to see maybe we can balance some things out. You can protest it one more time, just like you would a regular one, right?
Yep.
Okay. He's gonna go for it by himself or what? I don't know. Nobody here.
Right there.
But I get to a certain amount of lock and the steering keeps binding up. Fight all weekend fight.
Just over centers and locks up.
I guess so. You know, we've been changing rack stops, alignment. I put an FDF kit on this morning.
As long as that guy's plugged into that guy. So if you want to
Yeah.
pull that up and make your magic. Yeah, I was like, Jason, I only have one side, bro.
Wires?
Thank you. You want to pop that headlight out of there? Or does that hold everything together?
Together.
Need to be replaced.
Ripped at the nipple, so luckily it was long enough that they just rerouted it, I think.
That's not the brightest place to play your boost control solenoid
No,
behind
there's a
your,
reason those things live on
between
the
your
firewall.
headlight and your tire on a drift car.
Yeah.
Looks cleaner that way, but that's not good. Uh-oh, what you getting into now?
Misfire as soon as I left the line.
Oh.
I had no throttle at the bottom of the hill. Tried to drop it to third to try to get something and it just washed out, nothing. It was real close to touching on full bump with the chassis, and we got a bump, and it blew the canister off the shock, I think.
Oh, okay.
That's right, I could feel it just bounce.
So you didn't actually hit each other?
We tapped a little bit, but nothing like
that. Didn't do that. Might as well turn it on while we're trampling through the forest trying to fix cones.
From the
wrong
side.
Okay, 87.
So you're in? 3118.
Cool. I was not far off with the 30 to 120. I checked it at the
damn
shop prior.
good. Damn good.
And he told me what it was the other day. Well, I was sending it just minding my own business, and then here came this big old Viper. Bam! Nailed me, bro. So, bottom of the hill? Bottom of the hill, right at interclip 1. So we're just gonna check, make sure our toe's good, our camber's good. It looks like maybe it's out a little bit. Hopefully it's just, we can dial it back in and get back out there. Jones and those guys are setting toe, snap the tape measure. Oh, jeez.
Ready to drop the jack. Get that jack stand out. Jack stand out. Hit it. Hit it. Jack stands out. Go down. Hit it. Hit it. Go. 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 Go down. 5. Down. Down. Drop it down. Go down. Go.
Hey guys.
Time.
Who's got it? Odie. What do you think? One more time? I think we got tires for one more time. We can't keep doing that. Now they're working the front.
Yeah, it like towed the rear of Odie's car in, tacoed the tire rod, and then they're crashing on it. Matt Field's on the jack. You gotta get out, you gotta get out. And he like cinched it. And like,
Feel still straight, Matt?
car fired up at 1.
Let's go. Tighten her up.
I'm like, no hood. I'm like, oh god. Then I had to stop him because he was about to blast off and his helmet was on the roof.
Looks like he basically damaged the strut, so changing the right front strut.
230.
230. So, 245. There you go. At the end, we should do a tandem first, second, third, up and through.
So sick. It would be so dope.
So the current scenario is that you can see the big lights. They are not on. They unfortunately, right when they went on, they were on for a little bit and then poof, they just blew. So the power outage in the area. So competition is on hold. We have taken a look. I think just about 14 cars. Yeah, so 20 through 33. So do the math, about 13, 14 cars. So unfortunately, just they do need light, to light up the track. I mean, we could run off of headlights, but still, that's just way too compromised for them to qualify properly. So we have 20 scores in, or 19, excuse me, and 2 of those, Adam LZ and Chris Forsberg, have incompletes. So hopefully they get their car together and get back out there so we can finish the remaining drivers, and then find out who is the less than great 8. Less than great 8 for their second runs, and one driver, as long as Ryan Little is ready to run, we will see one driver watching from the sideline. So thank you for your patience. That's how it stands, and that's how they stack up right now. Denofa, Pollock, Osbo, Bakshis, Reeder, Jones, Turk, Taguchi, Castro, and Carney. So you can see right there LZ and Forsberg with their 2 incompletes. So again, we'll just lay out, see what happens. Hopefully we can turn the power back on here and see some more drifting. The continuation here at round 3 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, as this is the AutoZone Gauntlet presented by Type S. Also, hey Drift fans, NGK and NTK, your ignition and sensor specialists, are here at the track with fun activities in the midway, but also NGK. What is all this talk about high ignitability? Well, high ignitability is the ability of a spark plug to maximize combustion efficiency for the most complete fuel burn, and NGK is leading the way. Modern engines demand simultaneous precision and durability to achieve uncompromised performance. Special tips, precious metals, and NGK know how converge to create a high ignitability plug to deliver a quicker throttle response, smoother idle, and better cold start. So, if you don't want to be left at the starting line or out in the cold, choose NGK high ignitability spark plugs. They're lit. All right, so yeah, look at the fans. Oh, look at that. They're lighting it up. There we go. Yeah, let's everybody turn on their phone lights. So yeah, let's keep that going. Look at that. Oh, see, you don't need no stinking lights. Let's just party. Look like fireflies out there. All right, all joking aside, again, let's all lay out. and hopefully we can continue back with the action. There you are on the big screen, bro. Look at you, black with the red shirt. Got the kanji on your shirt? Yeah, that's you. You're on the big screen. All right. Thank you so much. Look at this staring contest. Okay, go. Don't blink. Don't blink, white t-shirt. Man, you're serious. Can't even look at you right now. Can't even. Just glorious. The Gauntlet, the AutoZone Gauntlet, presented by Type S. Type S, the official lighting of Formula Drift. The Type S lights are on, but we need the big ones. All right, so layout. Hopefully we get an update, and we'll continue with the action here at round 3 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship.
Energy, human horsepower.
I'm Dylan Hughes, Formula Drift Pro driver, and today we're going to talk about Royal Purple HPS and what actually goes into it. There's a lot of talk about additives, and Royal Purple has its proprietary Centerlick technology. It is fortified with a high level of zinc phosphorus anti-wear additive for exceptional protection against heat and wear. Its high film strength improves sealing between the piston ring and cylinder wall for maximum horsepower and torque. Royal Purple HPS, race car technology for the street.
At Holley, we're gearheads too, so we decided to create a one-stop shop for all things automotive, a place we call Motor Life. Motor Life is Holley's new completely free digital magazine that houses the how-to stories, car features, news, and videos that car folks love. To check it out, head on over to motorlife.com, and don't forget to subscribe to our Motor Life newsletter so you won't miss any of this great car-centric content.
Going against your Falcon Tire teammate.
Yes.
You know what to expect.
That's the thing, we drive together so much that there is no games, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. It's 100% from the second we leave the gate. That's how we practice, 200 laps on a normal test day between him and I. So it's gonna be real, that's for sure.
Little baby send. Let's send it! Atlanta, line up the 9. The finals are here. It's a Falcon 1-2. In which order are they going to land? Matt Field, the beast of the Bay, initiates. Throwing into that front clip. Odie Bakshi right there on the back. Oh! Odie Bakshi.
Matt Field, for me, was the best driver of the weekend. He qualified #1. He looked like the guy to beat, and it seemed to get more in his favor the deeper into competition that we went. It's ironic that the thing that probably cost him the win was when Odie hit him, and then he came back out and it didn't seem like the car was right.
I entered, he bumped me in the back, not too bad. Tried to gather it up, transition to go up the hill, and then got absolutely blasted on the whole right side. So, right front, damaged, right rear, damaged.
Had that not happened, I think Field would have won the event at that moment. Luckily, we did get to see a clean battle. Odie cleaned up his mistakes, and he is the winner here tonight. Congratulations to him.
This is what we have dreamed about, maybe not dreamed, but talked about and envisioned and put out there in the universe. And like, yeah, how sick would it be? How sick would it be? Well, it was freaking sick, dude. Absolutely. There was multiple times where I was sitting on the line and I just took a moment for myself to appreciate how amazing this is, that I'm about to send it at 100 miles an hour, throw it as much angle as I possibly can on somebody's freaking door, and put on one hell of a show for a packed grandstand during all this that's going on in the world. Like, what a moment to be alive. What a position to be in. And we're in the finals and this is happening. We're in Final Four. It doesn't matter what battle. Like, this is happening and it's freaking awesome. And I just, before every run, I took a moment to appreciate what the hell is going on, because it's about as epic as it gets.
When it comes down to moments for me at Road Atlanta, the fans first and foremost. Just seeing all the smiling faces, everybody coming together, and everybody waiting to see who's going to come out on top. We haven't been here in 700 plus days. So when it comes down to it, Matt Field, your #1 qualifier. All signs are saying this dude's going to get it, right? But then who meets him but his frenemy? So friends, enemies, here's friends, here's enemies. At some point, the needle was like, oh, this is fun, this is cute. And then Odie hits him. It starts to go to enemies, right? Or it just got ugly. So they go one more time. I felt like it was Matt's day. Odie, I looked at him right before giving away the trophies. It looks like his dog just died. I think it feels bad, for one. Also, two, he knows he's got to do a lot of work. I heard Justin Pollock say, dude, guess what? I'm stoked because I can pull my car right up on the truck. I'll see you in Orlando. These guys, they're battered and bruised. But like Odie said, we got a trophy. There you go. Ready? Oh, hold on, I need to go photo you. Idiot. Ready? 1, 2, and...
It feels great now thinking that I won Irwindale, which is the last round, and then winning the first round. But going into this, I purposely filed that away because you got to start fresh. You know, you can't feel too good and confident going into it. So I started fresh, but now it feels really good looking back, and we're just gonna try to put it together the same way for the rest of the season. I've been starting out season strong, and that's been something that we've been working on, and here it comes again. It's happening. We just got to put it together for the rest of the season, and we're getting closer and closer to it. We're absolutely still frenemies, and I think that what transpired on the track is exactly, evidence of that. We push super hard because we don't want the other one to win when we're battling each other. When Matt's going against someone else, I push for him so hard to win. I hope that guy succeeds and is on the podium every single round. When I'm running with him and visors are down, I'm gonna do everything it takes to make sure I win.
Well, hello, Drift fans, and welcome to beautiful Garden State, New Jersey. Some drivers love it, some drivers absolutely despise it. You're gonna see carnage, you're gonna see mayhem, but you're also gonna see some dynamic and awesome driving. Marco just nicking that course marker. Jeff Jones swinging for the fences. I'm on a new level. There, riding the line is, woo! Oh, Jackson, look at this!
There are really no weak battles anymore, even in the top 32.
I'm on a new level.
There's a part of me that thinks that, you know, the back and forth between drivers on social media or the things that get said about, you know, this guy intentionally brake checked me or whatever, only to find out that, you know, the driver admits that it was a car malfunction and that it wasn't intentional, because there's no question that there was a tension between them and in the general fan base from Denofa and Forsberg incident in Seattle last year. So when we started to see that in round number 2 that they were going to be facing each other, and we heard what Chelsea said coming out of round number 1 about how he was going to change his driving style, and then we saw Chris's kind of reaction to that from Lorette in the interview.
Okay, and you're going to see battle against Chelsea Denofa. What are your expectations there?
Well, based on what he was saying last night, he's going to kind of go for it, and he's not going to listen to the FD rules or judges, and he's driving his own way. So I'm not quite sure what that means. So I'm just going to do my best, and we'll see what happens.
Chris, good luck.
Thank you.
Jared, Ryan, back to you.
Thank you, Lorette. And like I said, those guys have history going against each other. I kind of like it, man. This is like WWF.
I know that Chelsea said ahead of time, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to drive the way I want. I'm not going to listen to them. And I think people misinterpreted the them as the judges. So perhaps it was his team, perhaps it was somebody in his inner circle that told him, you need to chill out a little bit. Just, back off a little. And in that battle, he didn't back off, as he said he wouldn't. And he ended up winning the event.
Like, I've been doing this for 17 years. I know what to do in the chase. I don't really need to worry about what they're doing, if they're doing something different or whatever. So, stop worrying about what they're doing. What they're doing to me is wrong. So I'm just going to drive how I want to drive and then chase them the way I need to chase them. Instead of setting the car up different and trying to adapt to other people, I just said, screw it, and I'm just going to do it myself. So Chris has always been a phenomenal driver. We've definitely had our differences. I've been into the side of his car more times than I can remember in acceleration zones and whatnot. We've had our beefs and whatnot, but we're all out here to drive, try to do the best we can and win. So nothing's really changed when it's time to drive. And I got to battle him in top 16 in St. Louis, which was basically the battle for the win. The rest of my bracket was really good, but Chris was killing it that weekend. He had the fastest car, and he was on point doing everything he needed to be. So I was like, I need to chase really, really good, and my lead run needs to be so much better than his. And that's basically what we did. We had good chases, a couple small mistakes here and there in the chase, really, really, really strong lead runs, and he had a couple small mistakes in the chase, and we ended up getting it one more time.
On my next run, I wanted to make sure that I was nice and tight at the initiation, and so I kicked it in and the car didn't rotate as quick as I wanted to, and the front end started to wash out, and I kind of got lost in the smoke, and then I just basically came out of that turn too early, so transferred too soon. So it's unfortunate, getting lost in the smoke is one of the dumbest ways to go out, but that's part of the sport, so you got to push through it and come out in the right spot on the other side.
And I think it was just based off really, really good lead runs, strong chases, and not smashing into everybody, letting them do their differences and then driving right onto their door. Because once everybody's on throttle and doing everything, it's pretty much the same. It's just how you get to each section that's different. So I was just focusing on making sure I had good proximity to those points and then closing it where we needed to.
The vehicle, here we go. Denofa out front. Forsberg going to change position, a little flick there from Denofa. Big angle from Chelsea out front. Chris Forsberg falling back quite a bit, maybe getting lost in the smoke. A tighter line there from Forsberg, way shallow on that front clip from Chris. Denofa filling all that third outside zone. And here comes Chris on that fourth, and he loses it on the transition. And Denofa delivers out front right.
I loved the chase all the way to the turnaround. That was the best.
Yeah, oh, that got weird. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. I pulled the earring up I'm going to hit
I
him.
went wide, so I'm go pass on the inside. It'll be sweet. I would have been that worked out really good. Yeah, I think that Chris and I could be friends. I think we're all good. We've had a couple chats since then. I'm not going to bring you into all of the drama and all that, but it's, we're all out here doing it. We're killing ourselves to make all this happen, and I have mad respect for him for that aspect. Some of his driving I'm not a fan of, and, that doesn't mean I can't be friends with him still.
So I think part of this we have to kind of take with a grain of salt, right? It's basically professional athletes, boxers, MMA fighters, kind of boosting up something that maybe isn't really, really there. But when they go home at the end of the night and they sit down and they say, did he really brake check me? And if they're honest with themselves, they're probably thinking no, right? And maybe that's something that they squash behind scenes and it's no longer an issue anymore. I don't know. I think part of this is just, this is what happens in sports.
Well, hello, Drift fans, and welcome to beautiful Garden State, New Jersey. Some drivers love it, some drivers absolutely despise it. You're going to see carnage, you're going to see mayhem, but you're also going to see some dynamic and awesome driving. Also just nicking that course marker, Jeff Jones, swinging for the fences. Up on the new level. There, riding the line is, woo! Oh, Jackson, look at this!
There are really no weak battles anymore, even in the top 32.
Here we go. Bonkin Jr. initiates. High on the bank. Little shimmy there from Bonkin Jr. Oh, massive angle there. Look at that. Vaughn throws some more at it. Oh! And Forsberg goes ablaze. Wow. We've seen that multiple times from Chris Forsberg. What happened there? Comes down to that transition. He is hit fuego. Makes some noise for Bonkin Jr. and Chris Forsberg. RTR. It's an all RTR battle for Vaughn Ginn Jr. Chelsea Nova Ford Performance. Dropping in, coming in hot, throwing sparks. Oh, Chelsea comes in, comes out swinging. Woo! Doctor, are you kidding me? Look at this! To the moon! Boom! Goes the bumpers! Denofa in the chase position. Oh, look at this. This is what we're talking about. So Odie, good angle. But now talking about Itchy. Oh, wow, look at that. Odie Bakshi's hanging out there for quite a bit. And there goes Denofa going in, sweeping the leg. And there goes Denofa, gets to the side of Odie Bakshi's and brings it home, a little rubbing on the door. Well, Frederick, the Norwegian Hammer, Osbo. Justin Pollock got second overall, one season of championship. Wow, look at this smoke kicking off that front right. Smoke is coming from all over this vehicle as, holy cow, you cannot see half of that vehicle. What is happening is, I think the engine is going. What is going on? You can't see anything. The BC Racing Denim Tire, Ford Performance Mustang RTR, ready to round, send it into the Big Bang. Sparks go flying in. Look at Chelsea Denofa. Jumps to the side of Frederick Osbo. Right there, Sparks once again jumps up to the side. Massive angle from Chelsea Denofa in the chase position. Hunts him down. The Norwegian Hammer gets sweated by Denofa. Shots fired on the door.
selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Carry it out. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Rewind selector. Carry it out.
Well, hello, Drift fans, and welcome to beautiful Garden State, New Jersey. Some drivers love it, some drivers absolutely despise it. You're going to see carnage, you're going to see mayhem, but you're also going to see some dynamic and awesome driving. Marco just nicking that course marker. Jeff Jones swinging for the fences. I'm on a new level. They're riding the line here. Woo! Oh, Jackson, look at this!
There are really no weak battles anymore, even in the top 32.
Well, Ryan, a bit of kind of a little silver line there. We had some hope. The lights turned off, turned on, utilizing some resources. But if you would elaborate, we need lights. It's way too dark. Headlights aren't enough. The Type S lights surrounding, they're great. They're more decorative than they are actual, going to light up the track. But unfortunately, yeah, it's way too dim.
Yeah, when we saw that the lights had gone off prior to it getting dark, we quickly got into trying to figure out what was going on. The track alerted us that there was a power outage in the area, and then tried to source that power outage. They found out what it was, and subsequently we tried to, along with our staff, tried to fix that. The lights went on once, and then that just happened as we were coming out getting ready to go. We had cars getting ready to get into the burnout box and go to the line, so we didn't even have a chance to update from this last outage. My gut feeling is that this is probably not going to be salvageable unless we can get them on and have them sustained for at least an hour and a half, because that's going to be the time frame that we need to finish competition. And what that would mean is that we're going to have to figure out what to do with the remaining drivers in tomorrow's schedule, which is already packed as it is. So we'll probably have to hold here for a few minutes to get a word from somebody that can actually make a final decision. My guess is, though, is that after 2 attempts of trying this and trying to fix the problem, that it may not be resolvable. That's my intuition here. So let's go take a break here. We'll put the lower third back up, and we'll come back once we have a final word. But that's just kind of how I'm feeling at the current moment, given the fact that we were just about ready to go and then the lights went off again.
Yep. So very unfortunate turn of events. Again, we'll do lower thirds, try to get these lights on here this evening, because as Ryan said, jam-packed day tomorrow, start to finish from 10:30 till, and then also we got to think about, can we get the lights fixed to even beyond for tomorrow evening? We need to make sure this is up to snuff. Really exciting event. It's going to be really great, so thank you for your patience. Of course, we want the action to continue on, but some things, that's how it goes. You see it happen. So thank you so much. This is round 3 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship, aka AutoZone Gauntlet, presented by Type S. All right, Ryan. Well, we are getting the word from Kevin and the crew down on the ground that I believe we're going to call it. We're going to call it this evening. Now, basically, pay attention to all the social media, IG, Facebook, and of course the website for an update on the revised schedule that we need to proceed with.
Yeah, this is a very unique situation. We've never really been in something like this where we've had to postpone a certain part of competition and figure out how it's going to take place tomorrow. Obviously, as you said,
we have done it with weather. We have done it with weather, but this is kind of just a technical thing. We need
in
to
this
see.
new schedule, we have
Yeah.
2 top 32s. It's pretty tight tomorrow. So we are hearing from the officials here at the track that it sounds like we do need to call it for the evening. We will stay postponed just in case something crazy happens. But obviously, they've tried twice to get the lights on, and they haven't been sustained for more than a few minutes, as we
Right.
saw the last time. So we are going to call it a night for now, and if anything happens, we will come back to broadcast. But it does look like we are going to have to reschedule the rest of competition that remains for today into tomorrow somehow. And as you said, we will make an announcement on social media. We'll make an announcement on the website. All the places where the information can be gathered from Formula Drift, we will update all the fans.
Thank you. All right. So, yeah, we'll take a quick look at the highlights of Pro Spec and Pro. And again, tomorrow we got an action-packed day. It's going to be even more jam-packed. All thriller, no filler. Keep the party going. We can't. I mean, shoot, we're just going to grab an event in one total day. But here's some highlights from today. Earlier today, Pro Spec and Pro qualifying. Again, check out at Formula D. Chelsea Denofa, here he is. But we'll see you guys online at Formula D on IG. On behalf of Ryan Sage, I'm Jared Dienda. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay tuned.